This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Today, you saw the cover, it says Wyrmspan, and you know there's 9,000 different videos out there on Wyrmspan. Stonemaier games. You know, that's all you have to know. The thing I want to do today is I'm going to go down the table, give you a brief overview for some of you that may not, especially if you watch this channel. This is more, you know, well, it's a mix of everything, you know, from this and that. But have you ever played a game that just, it sticks with you? And every time I play a Stonemaier game, it sticks with me, and it's something that moves me. What I want to do is really tell you what this game means to me and how I feel when I play these games, and talk a little bit about everything. I think, you know, I want to go down, give kind of a brief overview, show you the beautiful, absolutely stunning components that are just moving beyond words, and talk a little bit about this, and then come back up and tell you what this makes me feel and how I feel. I think the biggest thing I get out of this is, why isn't Elizabeth Hargrave in the Board Game Hall of Fame? Maybe she is. You know, I haven't followed it in a couple of years, but I know, you know, after Wyrmspan, you know, if we could put somebody in for Ticket to Ride, why can't we put this woman in for these fantastic games that she develops for Jamie? You know, of course, you know, Jamie's quality is through the roof. You're going to get nothing but greatness. But let's go down, take a look, and I'll talk more about this on the other side. Now, there are so many great videos out there that explain this game and tell you how to play it. I'm not going to waste your time going through that too much. I'm just going to give a brief overview for somebody that may not know anything about this game, which I would be highly shocked at. You're going to have a hand of dragons and, of course, caves to start your turn. You're going to start with coins. You're going to start with 6 and an egg. Okay, up here is a round marker. You're going to be playing 4 rounds, okay? And each round you're going to be scoring victory points, and that's what this is. So whoever gets the most victory points, of course, for certain objectives here, will get the most the victory points here, and descending and so on. Now, if there are 2 people tied, that's okay. You both get the victory points up top here. Oh, and of course, I just want to show you this board, which I'm explaining. As you can see, the 4 rounds, and then of course the victory points: first place, second place, third place, and all others. Okay, and as you go through, you're going to be attributing victory points. Whoever gets the most victory points wins. Okay. What you're going to be doing is you're going to have a certain actions, and you're going to pick what action that you're going to want to do. You can either excavate, okay, entice, explore, okay, and you have your follower, your little explorer here, and he is going to go around and do things. You start off with a couple of caves, but what you're going to be trying to do is lay down a cave. So maybe you might want to excavate, okay, and by paying a certain amount of cost, if this is your first time on this particular tile, you are going to put that down right there, okay, let's just say right here for now, okay, and then you are going to put down this particular area here, okay. As your guy goes through here, you are going to be able to lay down certain dragons as long as you have a cave, and then you're going to get the benefit from them, okay? And this is where you're going to get your resources and start building certain ways, and that is how you're going to get going. The next thing you're going to want to do, that is a thing here, is entice a dragon. A taggin. Oh, there we go. Entice a dragon by playing a dragon from your hand to the leftmost excavated area. So if we have a dragon here, that means our leftmost would be right here. Okay, we would gain the benefits. Each opponent would gain a certain thing. Okay, and there are certain things. Now, if you notice, there's a little symbol here. This dragon can only be played on this particular row. And if you look, there are just so many dragon cards, and they're so beautifully done. And they're going to give you different types of benefits. Like this guy's going to be able to be played up here. This particular dragon could be played anywhere. And there's so many different. My grandson and I just sit here and we look at the different dragons because there's so many different dragons. The one thing is that you can never just play all the dragons ever. There's so much variety. There are going to be certain dragon cards and things that are going to help you tick this thing around. And once it gets to an area here, you're going to be able to place a cube here up to 4 on any of these spaces that you can get the most benefits from to help you in your certain areas. You're going to keep on building and trying to score points. Some cards may determine that you can lay an egg, which is worth a victory point. Some cards may have you tuck a card underneath, which you add up as a victory point at the end of the game. And after each act, and I'm going to grab this card again. After each act, you are going to, each round, excuse me, you are going to add up and just continually build up as many victory points as you can. And as I said, when the game finally ends, whoever has the most wins. Now, if you played Wyrmspan, you're going to get a real good feel for this. But also, one of the most beautiful things about this is it's so thematic. It's so different. I love the eggs, of course, how well they're done, and the quality of this and the art and everything else. It doesn't feel like Wyrmspan because it feels like, well, Wyrmspan, to be honest with you, and it does such a great job at doing that. There's areas to store eggs. Every time you're done, your guy goes back to your base camp, and then you're going to continually pay. Now, the next time, if you want to come in here, I'm going to have to pay an egg. Boop. Just like that. Okay? So you have to build up resources in order to also build up victory points. And it's just such a wonderfully strategic, yet just... I wish I could put it into words, and that's the one thing about Stonemaier games I have a problem is putting into words what these things mean to me. But we'll try more when we go up top. Just a brief overview. I mean, there's so many great videos out there, and anything from Stonemaier games is going to invoke a ton of videos, and I just don't want to do the same video because what I really want to make this video is tell you what these games mean to me and what they do for me and how I go about this. There is an automaton as well that you're going to be able to play solo, which is fantastic because I love to play solo. And again, you are trying to gain the most victory points, everything, the quality. The one thing that really killed me in this is, how many times do you go and you play a game and they show a gold bar and you go, oh yeah, gold bar. Well, I mean, these things are so beautifully illustrated. It feels like a gold bar. It really does. It's just, it shines. It's the little attention to details that really make these games just such a wonderful experience. Let's go up top and talk more about it. There's a lot more to this, but there are some great videos out there that explain this game to a T, a lot better than I ever could. But I will tell you this much: this is one that you must have. Must have. I mean, the quality, absolutely beautiful. A thing I didn't show you guys, you also have this beautiful, beautiful book, talking about every single dragon that you have and the beautiful art. And, one of the things that I find is how much I've changed over the years. I've always been a guy that's played war games and adventure games where there's slashing and killing and this, that, and the other. And the one thing that I've found that as I ventured and I played my very first Stonemaier game is there is just a sense of beauty and peace and everything, and the quality and the thematic and the feel of it. I mean, these things are masterpieces. They're work of art. The art by Clementine, I'm not even going to try to say your last name, brother, but just fantastic. And Connie Vogelman, who helped design this. This was developed by Elizabeth Hardgrave with Wyrmspan. And I have a 3-year-old grandson. And he sits at my lap when I play Wyrmspan because I like to play it and take my time, and I don't do it on camera. And he'll sit on my lap, and he loves birds. We live on a farm, and we have millions and millions of birds. And he loves the eagles, and and we have 3 crows that we've named, and all these hummingbirds, and I'm very blessed. And to sit there, and he tries to point out, and hey, Pop, you got to feed this one. Hey, Pop. And while I'm playing, well, he doesn't really understand what's going on. He loves looking at all the different birds. And I've got to, things have been a little tight lately, but I've got to get all the expansions for Wyrmspan. But when I heard of Wyrmspan, he also is someone that loves dragons. I mean, these are 2 of his favorite things, birds and dragons. And we sit here, and sometimes we just look at the cards and look how beautiful they are, and talk about the different dragons, and we give them different names and stuff like that. This is the kind of things that Wyrmspan and a Stonemaier game brings out in people. Is this just thematic beauty? There is a sense of just such calmness and just trying to build things, and just it's such a different turn from like a Space Hulk or something like that, and yet I find myself so intrigued and so drawn in. Even a game that you would think is a conquest game, like Scythe, which is behind the Godzilla thing here. It really it doesn't promote violence, and there's just this beauty and elegance about everything that they do, from expeditions all the way through. I've just enjoyed so much of this, and it's something that will always remain in my collection, and that's for sure. I'm very moved by this, and if you don't have this, listen, you need to go check this out. You definitely do. This is a must-have for your collection. And why Elizabeth Hardgrave is not in the Hall of Fame, I'll never know. This woman is brilliant, and I know Jamie. Anytime she says, "Hey, I'd like to make something," I'm sure he just says, "Yeah, do whatever you want." You combine those 2 forces. Why isn't Jamie in the Hall of Fame for all his contributions and beautiful games? It's a head scratcher, and there's a lot of deserving people that belong there. But I'll tell you this much: this really moves me, and I hope you find it and it moves you the way it moved me. I am just blown away by this tremendous experience that is Wyrmspan. And I look forward to their expansions, because now I'm ahead of the game and I'm going to get on top of it. Like, I've got to catch up with all the Wyrmspan ones. We love birds, what can we tell you? Until next time, it's your old pal Rob telling you this is a must. We'll see you soon, everybody.